Do you like old movies? Do you probably like old horror movies? And do you like probably old black and white horror movies? I have a special one in mind here. Well, I'll give you a line. Okay. It's alive! It's alive! Huh? If Victor Frankenstein would have been a whip maker, he wouldn't have made the famous monster portrayed by Boris Karloff. I think he would have created this one. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Frankenwhip 2.0. When I received my whip from Terry, the Indiana Jones Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the 10-foot whip, Terry Jacker, I was really impressed because I thought, oh my God, Terry, what have you done here? Very, very beefy, heavy, really kind of sledgehammer, a really, really working whip. Compared to this, the whip Indiana Jones carried in the fourth movie, compared to this, Terry Jacker's whip is, well, nice and easy. This here is a whip created by, not by Frankenstein, no, by Craig Frank. Wait a minute, Okay, let me know. This whip is created by Craig Frank. The interesting thing is, he had kind of a special idea. He was, as far as I know, he was thinking about getting a very, very strong transition area. Craig? The thing is, this whip is by far the most heavy one, the most stiff one I ever had in my hand, and the whip with the biggest diameter I ever had in my hand. The question is now, what for? What can you use such a whip for? I mean, this is really huge. It's really, really, really huge. Okay, first let me give you a few specifications on that whip. It is a 7-foot whip. It is a bullwhip, as you can see. It's 20 plaits, yes. And the interesting thing here is the inner life, because this whip has a plastic-coated stainless steel cable. I did reviews on other whips with steel cables at the inside, and I said, well, this is absolutely no problem. I think those whips roll out very, very nice. Okay, that steel cable adds to the weight, sure. On the other hand, the steel cable inside makes it go out very, yeah, to say straight is probably a bit, it's not enough, because these things go out like that in a very nice straight line. So this is a transition, right? There is a pro and there is a con, of course. The pro on that kind of whip is that it is, by the weight, this whip is, it goes down so slow and so straight. It's fantastic for target work. What this whip is definitely not for is a beginner, because a beginner, no way, absolutely no way. And I'm sorry to say that, but this whip is not made for people with weak wrists or weak underarms, because this one is really heavy. Okay, I mean, the leverage that whip has on your wrists, well, yo, this is really heavy. I think that this whip, when it is broken in completely, this whip will be an excellent target whip. Usually target whips are very thin, very lightweighted, so you go chuk, 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 chuk. This is not a whip for chuk, chuk, chuk. This is a whip for wham, and then wham, or as a single crack working whip. Absolutely. I think you could use this whip, you can really literally abuse this whip every day, and you will be able to pass it on to your children. I don't see any problem here with that one. When you say you don't want to crack targets, you know, like that, what I like so much, that speed cracking thing, dang, 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 like a machine gun. No way. Even if you would like to do that, you are not able to do this with this whip. Trust me. This whip will be very good for slow and meditative work. Really, you know, like Kyudo, the Japanese art of archery. You know, you can go with this whip. It's like bring it up and go. Bring it up and go. But there's always a but, always. The thing is, you'll see that in a minute, because I'm going to crack it to show you how the whip behaves, what it does. This whip is so extremely thick and so extremely heavy that it will take two things. It will take a long time and a lot of patience to break it in. But, and another but right now, but when you manage to break in that whip properly, you will have a very, very reliable tool. The whip itself, I mean, the thong is rock hard, rock solid. The plaiting is very nice. It is straight. Yep. The patterns are straight. Everything goes down there. It's really cool. You know, I don't like the things when strands are melted. That I'm not a fan of that. But you know, it's just, well, Craig asked me for a review and he asked me for my opinion, and so I'll give you my honest opinion on that. Like I said, the thong, the plaiting, absolutely wonderful, really straight down. No flaws, no gaps, no nothing. Absolutely cool. Really nice, really well made. And I'm one of those nerds who looks at the whip like this. Oh, I don't see. Oh, it's here. Huh? So, what I'm not too happy with, but I already told that to Craig, is the fall hitch. The fall hitch is not a thing which I would say, you have to work on that, Craig. but I don't see any problem that you will improve on the fall hitch in no time. No, and oh, there's a wonderful thing. I really like that. There is a little star right here in the concho. Oh, very professional. In the heel knot, in here, there's a concho, a little star. I was asking, is this a symbol for Texas? And Craig told me then afterwards, nope, this is just for the decoration, and it just fitted in here. But I really thought it's for Texas, you know? It looks very nice. You know, I like that when you have just, you know, that little piece here and you have the peak inside. You say, oh, wow, there is something hidden inside the heel knot. Very well made. Okay, now I'm going to show you how the whip cracks. Like that. The problem is, like I said before in the studio recording, it is very, very stiff, and the very cold weather here doesn't make it any better. Just to give you an idea, this is what it looks when I have it just, yeah, like this. But the same moment I turn it around to go here, it does this. So this whip is really more than stiff. But like I said, it's stiff, and it's a real problem to bring it in a nice and straight line here, as you can see. So one more. On the other side, it goes down in a very straight line. I think, you know, that's from the cable inside. Well, no, it's right. Wow. Okay, it is very straight on the way down, but at the moment it is really very, very hard, very complicated to crack it. A circus crack or cattleman's crack, I even there have to force it a bit, like that. If I go in a slower pace, calm and easy, yeah, okay, at least a little snap. Yeah, it's in the beginning I didn't get anything, but you know, from practicing trying this whip for the video, it probably loosened up a bit. It probably broke in a bit, like that. And here we go. Other techniques are really heavy. You know, look at this. Whoops, that's funny. It stops. It stops in the air. And once more. Yeah, like I said, a little bit stiff. Okay, nobody saw this. Okay, so for example, those basics, I can perform them, I can do those things without a problem. But the same moment, if it goes into cracks and planes which need more, how can I say that? Need the whip to be more smooth. No way. You know, for example, when I go into that Victorian cutback, if I do, whoa, this thing, no way, not now. Like I said, when it's broken in, but again, here we go. Those straight down cracks are no problem. The same moment you go for things like, it's too stiff for that, for a clean and easy crack. Okay, overall, the thing is, in my opinion, well, I wouldn't recommend to sell the whip as it is, because that is too much. But as an experiment, to see in which way, which direction whip making can go, it's very, very interesting. Yeah, and I still love the star in here. Don't be too critical on the whip, okay? When I cracked it for the first time, I thought, oh my God, oh gee, what's this? This is, yeah, okay, but we still have winter. It is cold. Okay, no snow, but trust me, it is cold. And the whip itself, as I said, it is not broken in. And I don't want to crack the whip for the next year every day to do a review then. So I apologize for that. But no, serious. The whip rolls out very nice. At the moment, it needs a lot of power, more power than usual for a whip like that. But for a 7-foot whip with this diameter, to master this whip or that kind of whip, you know, this dimension, this weight, you really need practice. So, and to end this video with the same line I started, so it is. It's alive! It's alive! Craig Frank's Frankenwhip 2.0.